Good morning, guys.
Morning.
So today we got a tour of the Altec plant. From what I understand, I believe this is the original Altec plant. Yeah, I'm excited to go. If you sit 3 across the back, I got room for one more.
I've got room.
Yeah, I'm driving my Jeep.
Altec Industries is a name synonymous with line work. Without their innovations in the line truck industry, the job of the lineman would be much more difficult and extremely dangerous.
So today we're going to show the team what we have going on here at Southern Body Plant. Welcome to our Altec Birmingham body manufacturing location. We send bodies to our final assemblies where we take a unit, a chassis, and a body, integrate them together for our final customers.
We're going to go through the facility. You're going to see what we build is different, but how we build it is the same, and that's what allows us to be flexible, agile in our manufacturing processes, and ultimately meet customer demand.
There's two main aspects of our fabrication department. First one being our blanking or our cutting machines.
On the two ends, we have our fiber lasers. They're both 6 kilowatt fiber lasers. That's where we burn all the blanks you see over here. We can burn up to 1.5 inch thick steel to weld together and make the trucks that you guys are going to be using.
So we make two different types of bodies here, really. We have aluminum bodies and steel bodies, along with flatbeds in both material types and T-boxes that we supply to other Altec divisions.
There are a total of about 5 stages that we have for assembly. So the first one is called our pre-jig station. And what that is basically all those different panels that go inside the body. Go ahead and weld up those things in this area first.
For these students, a tour through an Altec factory is a unique opportunity, a chance to see what it takes to build the trucks they will be using every day.
But the next stage is called our setup. So wheel up the 2 side packs, and they're just going to compress them in there, and then all the different channels are going to get welded up to make it an actual unit.
Once that's completed, there's a quality check that happens, and then it goes into our paint prep process.
We sand the entire bodies down, parts and all. We have 3 paint booths and 2 ovens. So our first booth is our primer booth. It goes through a 180-degree oven. We'll then push it to the top coat booth. Our final oven takes about 45 minutes, and then it's pushed into this inspection process and touch-up booth. And it usually takes around 13 hours of production time to get it from that station out there back out of this back half of the plant.
From there we go to our dress out. That's where everything finally comes together.
So since dress out is the last portion of our process, we do our pre-delivery inspection to make sure that the bodies are in conformance with all of our standards.
And then the last step is we do a leak test to ensure that the body does not have any internal leak. If there is, we will fix it at that point.
Between the spouts on the wall and the conveyor, it produces and releases 74 gallons per minute, the equivalent of a Category 1 hurricane to test this body.
We have over 100 quality checks, all designed to meet that customer order, but then also keep the end users safe and their equipment operable.
There's really 3 brothers that run the company and own it. And for them, it's just about continuing to reinvest and create opportunities not only for people to work, but for the industry. You know, when you get into an Altec truck, that initial design has been run through an endurance test and make sure that it's gonna be a reliable product before we put it in the field.
Thank you guys.
Well, so we just finished up our tour. Thought it was killer, very impressed. Definitely not what I had expected.
That was pretty cool. I've always been interested in metal fabrication, welding, stuff like that.
I expected to walk into a factory where they're just like machines.
35 years in the industry, I've just taken for granted how these trucks get to us as the end user out doing line work.
Every single part was handled with hands.
Installed, fabricated, welded by a person, touched by a person.
To be able to see how they started from sheet metal to fabricating everything, putting it all together, they have a really streamlined process that was very impressive.
That was really cool to see the beginning and the end result of the trucks that we're going to be using, that I hope to use at least.
Well, I know if I had any kind of say in the company that I go to work for, I'd definitely steer them in the direction of Altec.
Just seeing how, it's truly American made, it just, gives me a certain sense of pride and, wanting to fly an Altec equipment.
For the last 20 years, SLTC has held a competition to discover the best of the best, a competition named after an iconic lineman, Slim.
There is a competition that they're flying blind into. They have no idea what tasks they're going to be asked to do, and they have to perform under pressure.
All these guys are good. Who shows up and performs that day with the pressure?
The pressure's on.
All right. Right now is the congratulations for you. You 12 are considered the best of the best out of your group. You have been nominated as best all around out of your group, which puts you in the running for our Slim Award. Basically, you guys are going to participate in a small 12-man rodeo. Whatever events we do decide to do, you won't know anything about it until you get out there. What makes you the best all around in your group? One, you got to have a handle on your grades. You got to have a good work ethic. You got to have a good attitude. You got to show good leadership skills. All these things y'all see on your evals, best all around, you should check all those boxes.
The Slim Award is the ultimate trophy, the best of the best.
In each PC, we elect a Slim guy.
Their work ethic, their drive, their attitude. Who's the top graduate out of that group?
My name is William Cowler, but everyone calls me Chase. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm 26 years old. Prior to coming here, I was in the Air Force. I served for just under 8 years.
He's got to bring his game because not just everybody gets chosen for this one.
I'm Dustin Fritz. I'm 23 years old from Holt, Michigan. I'm a really goal-oriented person. I remember telling my wife, I'm coming home with that Slim Award. Even just being this close so far feels like a really great accomplishment to me.
I'm Sean Funkhauser. I currently live in South Carolina and I'm 24 years old. Walking away with the award on stage would mean a lot to me, showing my family that I did push myself for them.
He's really sharp. He's got a really good understanding of how electricity works.
My name is Adam Tipton. I'm 28 years old. I spent 5 years active duty in the Marines. To be considered the most outstanding out of 250 guys in anything would be incredible.
My name's Aaron Ville. I'm 26, from Princeton, Kentucky. I had about 7 years in the military. I really do feel like there's a couple other guys that deserve to be here just as much as I do, but I'm gonna do my best and I'll make PC8 proud and give it my all.
My name's Kyle Raymond. Just turned 32. Right at the beginning, they tell you that, there's this award that goes to the best guy. I had kind of forgotten about the Slim. There's 250 guys here. They're all badasses from around the whole country. And so I just decided to focus on myself.
Just being in the group of 12 feels super awesome and kind of honored. Getting that award would be unreal.
It's a pretty big resume builder. It's not just him, stating his skill set and how well he done. It's recognition of his peers and instructors that he was the top guy out of all of them. So, I definitely say it gives you an advantage.
So this is our Slim William Whisker Haynes Award that you would lift up on stage. The whole industry, there's line workers all over the place that know about Slim the lineman. There's a book that he wrote based on his life and line work, which was later turned into a movie.
You mention Slim and anybody associated with line work is going to know what you're talking about.
Slim's an iconic lineman. It's supposed to be the best of the best, so that's why we have this award.
It's just a really cool deal to have the history of line work, so to speak, in this movie that was made back in, I think, the 30s, to be part of what we're doing now today. I've had the honor to have one of these presented to me in my time here as a student. So, again, that's why I sit up here, humbly telling you it's awesome. It's our setting here. To be called up on stage at graduation, young guy in front of my friends and my peers and people I didn't know from all over the country, there's no way not to take a sense of pride in that. Y'all got 250 plus guys and y'all are the top 12. That's pretty cool. So with that, we're gonna spread y'all out back into the break room. We'll get your test, we'll talk about it, what we're gonna do. Get your pants.
I want to sharp on through Do not open. Put your name and PC on the test, please. Good luck. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
The Slim written test will cover all of what the students have learned through the entire 15 weeks, plus more. It's considered to be more difficult than the final exam. It will test to see if the students have gone above and beyond the normal classroom curriculum.
Test was pretty tough. A lot of stuff on there from 2 months ago. Feeling okay about it though.
I feel very confident with my performance on it.
It was challenging, but I feel pretty good about it. I mean, we'll see what happens.
I feel fairly confident in the written test, and I guess we'll see how that turns out.
I think I did all right, but it was definitely a hard test. Definitely a hard test.
There were definitely a few on there that I didn't know.
I'm not gonna lie, the test was not what I expected one bit. Had to sit and think about it for a minute.
The next phases I feel like I'm a little more prepared for. I'm much better out in the field than I am on paper.
We don't really know what's coming. We just know that there's a few physical tests.
He said there's a twist, so I'm curious to see what the twist is going to be.
I don't know what they got up their sleeves, but I'm ready for it.
I'm really excited to get out there and actually show them what I can do and what I got.
There's a lot of stiff competition out there, but I'm gonna give it my best.
It would mean a hell of a lot to win the Slim Award. I can't even really picture it.
It's within reach. I gotta get these next couple tests knocked out and just see where I stand compared to everybody else.
And everybody's trying, but you know, hard work pays off.
You know, whoever's the best is gonna come out on top. At least if I don't win, I know I've given it my all. And you know, I was in the running at least, top 12. But I really want it. I want to be number one.
It's the next morning, and the Slim candidates are nervously waiting to be called for their turn in the competition. Performing well under pressure is easier said than done.
Wait till these companies hear that we got nominated for the Slim Award. They'll be begging us to come to work. Yeah.
This event is held on the ground, requires no climbing. All provided tools and equipment will be located near the tarp. The student will open the fuse cutout using the hot stick. Then remove the fuse barrel with the hot stick.
For each event, an instructor will explain in great detail the task at hand. The devil is in the details.
Time stops when all tasks have been successfully completed, all tools and equipment are back on their appropriate position, and you say done.
All right, I think I get it.
Ready.
I'm ready.
I am ready.
Go!
The students must extend a 30-foot pole and precisely insert it into a 1-inch ring.
I'm at it.
Next, they need to pull down the fuse and remove it carefully without dropping it. Once the fuse is down, the students will repair the damaged components and then return it back to the top of the pole.
Done.
Felt good, felt smooth. Wanted to focus on not trying to go too fast where I ended up dropping something.
When I first started, I didn't pay attention to where my pole was going up, so I got mixed up in between these neutrals and stuff.
It was hanging on by a thread and ended up dropping, so I had to redo it.
Just slipped up a little bit when I was trying to close it.
I dropped the fuse cutout a couple times.
Didn't go as good as I wanted it to.
Personally, I think I did pretty good compared against the other guys. I'm not too sure.
It's pretty frustrating going in there without a lot of practice, trying to maneuver that big stick and then pull that fuse out.
And that's one thing as a groundman or apprentice, you know, the more knowledge you have about a hot stick, the better off you're going to be.
Gave it what I could, and hopefully it was enough.
Definitely a challenging event.
I was told extendo stick's gonna be something that we use a lot in the apprentice world, so I've been practicing with it quite a bit. I think I did a pretty good job.
So we just finished off our second competition, and we're on to the third today.
You're competing with 240 guys from all around the country. There's no sissies around here. I mean, this is lineman school, so it would mean a lot.
Haven't been the best of students in the past, so it'll mean a lot to show my family and everybody that I can come out on top. I'm hoping that, you know, if I get this award, it'll help advance me and help me land a good job. So the whole reason I'm here.
So this is our Replace B-Phase Dead-End Insulator event. This event begins on the ground and does require climbing. The pole will be framed as a C7, horizontal dead end, as you can see.
Normally, this type of task would have a groundman to help pull up the grunt bag and lend an extra set of eyes to help the man on the pole work through their task. For the slim competition, each competitor must do all of these tasks on their own, providing them with the opportunity to use what they have learned the last 15 weeks in a new way.
Time stops when the student has returned all tools and equipment to their appropriate positions and says done to the evaluator. Ready? Ready.
I'm ready.
Go.
Down, Billy. Going on your right. Railroad.
Done. Time. Done. Done.
I'm really confident about that run. I feel like I moved pretty quick up the pole. I wish I had done my butt check a little sooner before I was actually clipped into the pole. It would have been a little better.
I felt a lot more confident on that one than the last one. Everything went really smooth. I feel like everything fell into place like I wanted to.
I think I did well, but I know I didn't do great.
Should have gone a little bit slower, maybe thought some things more through. Not let it get to you and you make silly mistakes.
Made a bonehead move and didn't clip onto the bag and the hook came off. Definitely could have done way better. It is what it is, I guess. Lessons learned.
Biggest challenge is setting it up to how you're going to be perform fastest.
Number one rule, listen to directions. Couldn't remember if I got to take all my personal gear off before I say done. That may have hurt me.
You know, I tell them the devil's in the details. Listen to the instructions.
But I definitely had a couple hiccups that really messed my time up. Doing one of these events just adds that much more stress and that much more pressure, so even the simplest of tasks makes it a little tougher.
Their nerves get the best of them and their mind just goes.
When I was changing out that insulator, I'm pretty sure I was supposed to use the hot hoist. Instead, I just had to use my strength, which totally wore me out a lot faster than it should have.
All of these guys have made it to the point they're at because their instructor and their peers think that they're topping their PC.
Yeah, the pressure of winning Slim definitely is on the back of my mind.
I feel like I've put in the work. I'm trying my hardest out here, and winning the award, would boost my confidence, and it would just, reinstate that anything I set my mind to, I can achieve.